am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And well, the Oscars happened, and of course, a main event in Hollywood can't go on without a Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing being said. It just can't happen. It happened at SNL 50. It happened at the Grammys, of course. It happened at the Super Bowl, of course. And the Oscars doubled down. Now, Ak has some interesting things to say about this. Let's listen.
Which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a pedophile. Don't worry, I'm lawyered up. Well, we're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a pedophile.
With all due respect, man, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not saying, for the people who said that Drake filing a lawsuit is a bitch ass pussy ass move, I don't think so at all. I do think there are some bitch ass pussy ass parts of what he did, because I think he should have sued Kendrick, not UMG. Fuck all that other shit. Here's the thing, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the reality is what the idea, the term pedophile, and there's trigger words: predator, pedophile, what else? Rapist. Like, there's certain shit when niggas start calling you that, my nigga. If Drake seen Kendrick and shot him, I would completely get it. So if he filed a lawsuit, I ain't that man either. I'm sorry to say. There's a section of hip hop that's acting like, this is just in the battle. That's just like saying I fucked your bitch. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm Drake, I'm suing this shit too. I'm in a suing mood. All right? And I think we all know suing don't mean we're gonna think the battle had a different outcome. We get that. But we do have to realize that it is a year since this battle, and Kendrick has single-handedly created this narrative that Drake likes children, that he wants to fornicate with kids, that the definition of pedophilia is someone who has this weird attraction and is obsessed with prepubescent teens. I'm sorry. At a point, you can't even combat that narrative. You either got to kill the nigga who started it or sue. So again, I just don't think he should sue UMG. Sue Kendrick. Sue that nigga. And again, I wonder what everybody, especially the people who, have criticized the moves of Drake, not about necessarily the battle, but about him trying to protect his reputation. What do you do when a nigga has he's created single-handedly this narrative that whether you think it's a joke, the person being accused of these things don't think that's a joke. There's never nothing funny about this guy likes kids. Unless you're Michael Jackson. My bad. Anyway, really, what do y'all think Drake should do? It's not that, it's one thing if they're like, yo, we're halfway through the show, which means, let me remind y'all that Kendrick violated Drake in a battle. No. What's lasting longer than the battle is this idea and people thinking that Drake is a criminal who fucks kids. Yes, at a point you have to, he's already addressed it verbatim. I don't like kids. People don't want to hear it. At a point, you're going to have to defend for everybody who think Drake is a sore loser. Okay, cool. We're done talking about the rap battle. I think this is kind of indisputable what happened, right? What should Drake do about people at the Oscars making a joke? By the way, this is coming from a entity and a industry that's known for fucking kids. Do I have to spell it out? Hollywood, some of these people who were involved in casting, putting people in positions to make movies, this and third film, models, bringing them here, blah, blah, they're actually indicted and actually accused of having these sex rings that included fucking kids, which would be pedophilia. If that's not Drake, and if those people of that industry, not saying Conan and Brian that he ever did these things, but his industry is known for that. If they're laughing at you and you're in music and they're laughing at you to be the kid fucker, what do you do? This ain't about the battle at a point. So I'm just generally asking that question. What do you do when someone is now falsely putting on that you are a pedophile? Again, we're not litigating the battle, okay? And I agree with y'all. Like, no lawsuits could change what happened in the battle. But if the stigma from the battle is that you are pretty much one of the worst things you could be called on earth, what do you think this nigga should do? You think he I mean, unless the only other option is go crash out and kill a nigga, bro. And again, I would have no problem. I'm gonna just keep it a bean with you. Like, this is shit that Kendrick said, and it should maybe vice versa. If Kendrick seen Drake and nigga, I think it should be. That's just the reality of it. Now, remember when I said about this battle is really reductive? The amount that people like throw around certain trigger words, right? Like, this is the funniest thing about it, right? Even people who are fans of Kendrick, if Kendrick really thought Drake was a pedophile, don't you think Kendrick is weird himself to say, I like Drake with the melodies, I don't like when he act tough? No, you shouldn't like Drake at all. You say he fucks kids. That should be the end of the conversation. I hate this guy. There is no redeeming qualities of somebody who's that. But really, these days, they use these terms to kind of just scare people off or to put a stigma on you. But they don't really believe you're really that. If they really believed you're that, they would be pushing for authorities to prosecute you. They would be pushing for victims to come forward. They would be doing a lot more because no one says, hey, this is the idea. What Kendrick did was like, yo, I'm going to laugh at Drake for being one of the world's biggest and most popular pedophiles, but my only recourse is to put little stickers on a Google image of his house. That's it. And just tell y'all to hide y'all kids. What? If you really think he's that, you should want a nigga to get locked up. Or at least you should want somebody to kill his ass. But these days, and that's what I'm saying, I'm not completely blaming Kendrick because I think these are some byproducts of the battle. I think Kendrick was down to say whatever to win the battle. Right? Nigga, if he could say you had HIV, he would say you have HIV. Right? But there is a little bit of a lacking of just intellectual ability that they're taking what Kendrick said in the battle as actual factual shit. And I think that's where, like, it's one thing like, okay, say, Pac say, yo, I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. All right, cool. Maybe some people believe, maybe who cares? I'm going to be honest with you. I've never heard this many people actually think that Drake actually fucks kids. By the way, everybody used to be like, yo, nah, Drake do be fucking these 22, 23-year-old girls. He's sung about it, but they're fucking legal. We've never heard the narrative of Drake is having sex with kids until this. And then now, like, there's one, like, weirdo. He's like an extreme Kendrick fan. I wouldn't even give him the honor of even saying his name. The nigga made up some fake shit saying there are multiple underage kids that are in Australia reporting that Drake sexually assaulted. I'm like, bro, y'all really taking this rap battle to actually try to come up with shit to call this nigga that? I see why he's suing. I just think he should sue Kendrick. And by the way, for people who are going to be like, yo, Ak, you're hypocritical. If every time Kendrick Lamar walked outside his house or took a picture with his kid or his wife, they said, that kid ain't yours. You beat the fuck out of her. If that was the only thing, even though clearly that's not, I'm not trying to compare sins here. And obviously I'm more talking about not fathering your child more than beating your wife. Yeah, but if everybody thought that it was just calling this nigga a wife beater, I wouldn't be mad if he sued Drake too. I think these niggas should go crash out on each other or sue each other, bro. But we have to understand that this is the first time in recorded history when it came to a battle that people are taking the things said in the battle, other than, yo, these niggas said anything to win a rap battle. They're taking it so real, they'll fabricate, make shit up, and they'll even go as far as recreating the idea of certain words that have a lot of weight.
Now, while Ak is making some points, some good points, I did feel like he should have sued Kendrick as well. Like, instead of suing his label, I feel like he should have just went after the guy that said the things that he said about you. If that's what we were going to do, if we were going to go full Karen, we should just go full Karen. But, he wanted to sue his label, sue Spotify, sue iHeart, to make it seem like, oh no, I'm going after the industry and I'm doing it for the artists, to expose these things that they were doing for Kendrick Lamar, to show you that they do these things for these artists and they're trying to knock me down, they're trying to take me down, blah blah fucking blah. At the end of the day, regardless of it, if anything, Drake suing just puts a step on the fact that he feels he lost his battle. There's nothing he can say in a rap song. There's nothing he can do outside of a rap battle to, make the perception change that he won against Kendrick Lamar. Because at the end of the day, it was a 4-0 sweep, clean victory. Unfortunately for Aubrey Drizzy Drake Graham, he had to lose that. So it is what it is. I think Drake should just ignore these things. And if nothing happens, if he's not in any real trouble, then he should just let these niggas get their jokes off and move on. To be honest, I don't think he should be pushing any more litigation towards anybody. Sue UMG, yeah, because you feel like they're doing you dirty, they're doing you wrong. But to sue Kendrick is just going to be a whole nother hurricane, whirlwind that why would you even want to continue to give yourself the headache? You lost. There's nothing you can do about it. And yes, there are people out here calling you a pedophile. That's what they're doing. They're calling you one. But at the end of the day, if he wasn't out here kissing 17-year-olds on stage, then it's kind of like, well, he's not a pedophile technically, but he might actually like him young. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Either way, it's just a lot. It's just too much evidence out there to, not be able to use that as an angle in a rap battle. Like, Drake should have just been more careful. He should have just not been fucking with girls that were around the age of 18 and 17. Like, he should have just, fucked with women his age. I don't know. But either way, as of now, he should just fucking ignore it. Just leave it alone. Ignore it, leave it alone. Do you pop up at Elimination Chamber when they're in Toronto? I don't know. Do whatever you feel like doing because you're Drake. Make music, whatever. But as far as continuing to sue people, it's like, why would you just continue to want to have the headache? I don't know. But Ak is saying enough is enough. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Do you agree with Ak? Should Drake sue Kendrick Lamar? Should he sue the Academy? Should he sue anybody that's calling him a pedophile? Let me know in the comments below. I am Savvy Mike, and this As always, is I Am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.